everybody who is just because you're an awesome person does not mean, and you want to be married, you really do, does not mean that you should be in a relationship, does not mean that you are ready, does not mean you need to be hooked up. And let me just say why I say this. I think we are well meaning in this journey. I found that well meaning people who think you are an awesome individual seek to hook you up with someone else who is an individual. That other individual happens to want to be a spouse, whereas the individual in question doesn't necessarily want to be, they just tired of being alone. That doesn't qualify you to be ready. I'm sorry. Um, I say this because I realize as being the person that people are like, oh my goodness, you would make a great spouse, or oh, I want to hook you up with so and so, yada yada yada. Or they would just ask, well, do you want to get married? Okay, well, since you're cute and you want to get married and you're Christian, let's do this. And as I think back to that, I think that could just be very problematic because you have people who who may think marriage is a good idea, who may think marriage is a next step, who really do love God, who really are awesome people, but they wanting to be married and wanting to put in the work to be a spouse is different. Willing to, wanting to is different. Wanting to be married and wanting to be a wife or a husband is different. And I say that to say once again because our society we Disneyfy marriage. We have this illusion of marriage, this allure that just needs to be brought to reality. I thought marriage was a good thing. Well, no, I didn't. I thought it was kind of the next step after becoming a Christian. And it seemed that that was what you're supposed to do. I thought that was a sign of maturity. And definitely that's the only way a Christian supposedly is supposed to be able to have sex. So I was like, it's a means to an end. And that was pretty much how I thought about marriage. And I had people share with me God's design for marriage and all that good stuff, and they thought I was a great person. But I did not want to be a wife. And when I got in relationships, and I could like the guy, we can have fun. But when it came to being known or being vulnerable, being present even at times, when it came to solving problems, maybe if I felt like it, communicating, you know, even being constantly aware of somebody else's needs that's not your own, that is another grown person. So let me speak on that. Because one thing I realized with the whole thing with marriage is I wish people would ask different questions other than, oh, do you want to be? Or, oh, you cute, or you dress nice, no. Are you willing to lay down your life and serve another human being that is grown of the opposite sex that could do it themselves? You could be great with kids and love kids. That doesn't mean that you'll make a great wife or a great husband. You can cook. That doesn't mean you can make a great wife or a great husband. I think these conversations that we have with people and with ourselves, there needs to be a little bit more introspection as to why we desire to be a husband or a wife. Now, the thing is, that could be dealt with and corrected, and then you can move forward and saying, oh, okay, well, I need to renew my thinking and make steps. In no way is it super extra to where that can't be dealt with, right? But the heart of the matter must be addressed. It just has to be. Because you have a lot of selfish people getting into relationships, not wanting to give their all and expecting to be served, catered to, sacrificed for, and just thinking because they're a good person, they're a prize and they're worthy and they're deserving. And yep, that needs to be checked. Are you ready to be vulnerable? Are you ready for accountability? Are you ready to put in work and to communicate? Questions that need answered. That's all.